Hi, welcome to Eagle Connection. I'm your host, Aidan Murphy, along with our guest, Laura Nyland today, Instructional Technology Specialist for District 204. How are you, Laura?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. So can you walk us through your job?
Sure.
What you do?
Yeah. Absolutely. So I'm an Instructional Technology Specialist for the district, and I serve anywhere between any student or teacher between pre-K and 12th grade. My regular day will look like taking phone calls, solving little technical problems that someone might have. But the best part of my day is always when I get to go into buildings and work with teachers and students and try to help them bring technology into the classroom. So that's the bulk of my job, and that's my favorite part.
So do you ever get to give speeches or talk to large groups about your job?
Sure, yes, I do. I work really closely with our librarians, so we have 33 of them in the district. And we meet together 4 times a year, and when we do that, I usually do the opening keynote or presentation to them. When you guys have Institute Day, when you guys are off of school, we're in school. And that's also times when I get to meet with all the Library and Media Center directors as well as tech coordinators that we have in every building.
Is there any examples of technology you can give to us that you brought to the district or helped bring to the district?
When I started in my position, Google Apps for Education had already been in our district for a couple of years, but that's probably one of the biggest platforms that I help support and help teachers and students use, either from a technical standpoint or just how to use it for instruction. So that's probably the biggest one that you'd hear about.
Okay. Were you part of the Google Classroom switch over to a more digital education?
Yes, in fact, I was the project manager for Edline when we had Edline. And then when Google Classroom came on, yes, I was very instrumental in working with teachers on that and to try to help them see how you can use Google Classroom to be a digital classroom where, just like here in class you have a physical classroom, Google Classroom allows us to have a digital aspect as well.
Can you explain some other reasons for going to a more digital education system?
Sure. Just education in itself is changing. Just students are changing, kids are changing. When I was your age, I didn't even have a cell phone or wasn't anything like that. I think voicemail was coming around and we thought that was pretty cool. You guys just learn differently, so technology has just been a part of your lives since you were born, really. So that's why education needs to also change as well and bring that digital aspect into it as well. When you go to college, you'll be taking online classes. If you don't already when you're in high school, classes like you're doing right now, there's a digital aspect to it. So it has to be part of and not separate.
Okay. Is there any technology that you plan on bringing to the district or looking to bring to the district?
I'd say right now one of the biggest things that we're looking to do is called one-to-one. And what a one-to-one environment is basically a device for every child or every student. So we're looking at next year we'll be going one-to-one at all of our 7 middle schools with Chromebooks. So every student will be issued a Chromebook. At the high school level, we're doing a pilot next year with Chromebooks. So some students will be getting Chromebooks depending on their teacher, if their teacher's part of the pilot. And then some teachers are also piloting laptops. So that's kind of where we're going with the one-to-one. So that's kind of the next step, technology-wise.
Okay. Is there ever going to be a day where each student will have their own laptop with them daily to replace textbooks and maybe an iPad they can bring around school? Is that a possibility?
Yeah, I do. I think that there will for sure be a day when there is a one-to-one device in the hands of every child or student. I think when we look at textbooks, I don't know if it will be the same. You almost can't compare it. So today where you've got your big heavy textbook that you carry back and forth, yes, that could just go digitally, but I think we'll be looking at a digital switch from textbooks. It's just a PDF of your textbook. Digitally, it may be more interactive. It won't look just the same necessarily. It's just online.
Are there any negatives of switching over to technology with losing the books? Is there any things you have to overcome?
Yeah, I think when there's change, change is hard for everybody. Students seem to have the easiest switch than adults. We tend to like to be stuck in our ways. So I think that's going to be a little bit of a challenge, and I think there's always going to be some learners that really do want that textbook, that piece of paper in front of them, and I think there'll be a balance. So we're going to have to be considerate of that and still have options for that as well.
Okay. So are there any courses that you're conducting with students now, or any pilots that you're currently doing with students?
Yeah, so as far as students are concerned, I'd say we first work with the teachers. So at the high school level, I'm working really closely with each of the one-to-one pilot teachers. We just met on Tuesday, all of us, for the first time. And those teachers I'll be working real closely with, and then come into their classrooms next year and work with their students. Either I'll co-teach a lesson on how to bring digital resources into their classroom and how to use, either be the Chromebook or a laptop. So that's at the high school level. Middle school, I've been doing that real closely this year with the pilot teachers. And then the following year will be elementary, and we'll be doing a pilot there as well. So.
Okay. So is a lot of your job focused on working with students and other administrators, or do you spend a lot of time in office trying to come up with pilots and what to bring into the district?
I think there's a little bit of both, but my role, I'm not an administrator, so I'm a teacher first. So my role is primarily taking the vision or the direction from the district level and then figuring out how I can best support teachers and students. So in the work that I do, I always pay attention to what the student and the learner needs first, and then I kind of back it up from there. So I think about like what's best for you guys, and then I help the teachers and how to help them get to whatever is best for you guys. What
do you hope to change with the school district by integrating more technology? What is the reason?
I used to teach elementary school, 4th and 5th grade, and then I got my master's degree in instructional technology. Mainly because I saw how technology really could change how we educate kids and how education can be changed for the better. I think that when I was a kid, I did a lot of sitting in class and teacher telling me what I needed to know, and then I had to learn and memorize things to take a test on a Friday, and then by Monday I'd forget the information. I think I really want to see technology really give kids the opportunity to own their learning. You guys get to drive what you want to learn, let your passions lead you. I would like to see technology more personalized for students so that it really can be more student ownership instead of teacher directed. So that's where I think we are headed. I think our district's in a really good place for that.
So if there's any students that are trying to get to your level and do your job, what are some things they have to go through with schooling?
Sure. Well, first and foremost, you would want to go to college and get a degree in education. You can just decide if you want to do elementary, middle, or high school. I have my undergrad in elementary as well as middle school. I can teach social studies and ELA, and I can teach psychology classes at the high school because I have a minor as well. And then after my undergrad, like I said, I got my master's in instructional technology, which then gave me the ability to do the job that I'm doing now.
Okay. Is working on the advancements of online courses part of your job?
Yeah, a little bit. So the ELO consortium that some of you may have heard of, which we partner with District 200 and 203, I was part of that initial vision setting and getting that kind of implemented and off the ground. And now there's a group of teachers that also kind of oversee that. But yeah, I do. I help with some of the learning management system pieces of that and helping support our teachers that are teaching ELO classes as well.
And are you planning on moving more to summer school online courses? Is that a possibility?
Yeah. Every summer we've added a few more courses that are offered online. So I think over the last 4 years we've added at least one or two. So yeah, that's something coming down the line for sure.
So that's a possibility for students who can't really attend school. Is that the motivation?
Yep. That's one motivation. Sometimes they just like the flexibility of being able to take a class anytime, anywhere. It's just another option.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, thank you, Laura. That's all the time we have.
Thank you.
And I'm your host, Aidan Murphy with Nico Connections. Thanks for tuning in.
Awesome job.